that left 2 people dead and 4 others hurt.
And the 2 street gangs that I'm referring to in this case are called Woo and Cho. They're
I go where I want and I do what I want. My belt match the kicks, don't you go Gabbana.
Think T to the G, who you think it gonna be? And I'm playing with another reaction. Now this one takes us to the origin story of the Woos versus the Choos. It's a New York gang that I'm not familiar with, so without wasting any time, let's get into it.
Hey, all that straight toast, they know who invented that.
With that
Wow, okay. Okay.
takedown of accused gang members in Brooklyn.
Oh, was that Pop Smoke? That was Pop Smoke, right? Yeah, that was Pop Smoke. Okay, so is he the Woo?
With that takedown of accused gang members in Brooklyn, 21 arrests in what's been called a reign of terror that left 2 people dead and 4 others hurt.
And the 2 street gangs that I'm referring to in this case are called Woo and Cho. They're actually umbrella groups. Each consists of a number of other loosely affiliated gangs that work together. They come together basically to fight each other.
All right, what's up, everybody? We got to talk about the Brooklyn
Okay, they come together just to fight them.
drill scene that's been heating up. Everybody knows the Woo because of Pop Smoke and the rise of Fivio Foreign, who's been on Double XL. A fan.
Okay, so the Woo is Fivio Foreign and Pop Smoke. Okay, right.
The Woo is a rap collective, but in Brooklyn, it's one half of this brutal war for territory that's been going on between the Woos and the Chos. And this has been escalating so much that 2 weeks before Pop Smoke was killed, NYPD took down 34 Woo and Cho members in Brooklyn. After following them for 2 years and building a case, they cleaned house. Now with Pop Smoke and Fivio, the Woos managed to take control of the music scene in New York. The brand was getting worldwide recognition. A lot of the A&Rs of the labels from Brooklyn had direct ties to the Woo, and it got to the point that even the biggest Cho rappers, when they were invited to radio stations, were forced to rap over Woo beats.
Brooklyn, we in Brooklyn.
Oh! No running shit though. Big titty shit, what? But with Pop Smoke's murder, the plane.
That's funny though. Your options are so ahead of you that like you have to go to a radio station and rap over their beats. Like that's crazy.
Field evens out. The Chos are getting more and more disrespectful as they grow in numbers. You got people like Coach the Ghost, who's Pop Smoke's direct rival, signing to Gucci Mane immediately after Pop Smoke was killed, releasing.
Really? I didn't know Coach the Ghost got signed to Gucci Mane. I don't even know who he is. I've never heard one song. Let me know if you guys know who he is, because I don't.
Direct rival signing to Gucci Mane immediately after Pop Smoke was killed, releasing diss tracks poking fun at his death, with Woo rappers sending shots back at him, burning Cho flags and fitteds in their music videos, basically as a declaration of war. All this has made for a violent year in New York, with the last couple months escalating during the pandemic. Shootings doubled and murders are up by 50%. Now, we're going to get into all this.
You said murders are up by 50%?
But before we do, check out my song of the day. This right now, if you want to rap in New York, you got to attach yourself to one of the larger movements that's going on in the city. That's either Woo or Cho, and they do not get along. It's 2 umbrella groups with different.
They said if you want to rap in New York, you have to get down with one of these respective groups. That's it? You only got those options? That's crazy.
Sets from different gangs in them, and they've been at war for several years now. Lots of viral videos of people getting run up on, shootings in traffic, stabbings, and of course, diss tracks over drill beats. Only in New York can you have Fivio Foreign, a Crip, surrounded by Bloods, yelling GDK in a music video.
Yeah, that seemed extremely confusing. He said he's a Blood around a whole bunch of Crips screaming GDK. Okay, I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Foreign, a Crip, surrounded by Bloods, yelling GDK in a music video. Now, the Woos heavily outnumber the Chos in Brooklyn, and it's all happening in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a big borough. It's got a lot of different neighborhoods with different factions controlling them. For example, Canarsie, that's the Floss. That's where Pop Smoke is from. Big Crip Zone. Bed-Stuy, that's Blood Terror. Flatbush, that's a whole mixture. It's got Crips, Bloods, and Gangster Disciples. And the Gangster Disciples are basically against everybody.
GDs in Brooklyn, Evansville, niggas started top ops. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of jump on it, right? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like people took that term and utilized it in their own way. So I'm pulling some big odds from British, bro.
They're small in numbers, they stick together. Essentially, they make up like 90% of the Cho movement with a sprinkle of Crips and Bloods. See, gang affiliation.
Okay, so it's pretty much the GDs. Okay, pretty much you're saying the GDs are the Chos or the Chews. Let me know if I'm saying that right, because I don't know. They keep switching it up too.
It really doesn't mean anything in New York because the Woos are made up of Bloods and Crips, and their main beef is basically against GDs.
Fivio Foreign, Big GDK, Top 9, Dots World, shooting everything, spitting, nigga, you know the sound.
Now, the Ebbsfield apartment in Brooklyn is like the stronghold for the GDs. It's been controlled and operated by them for a long time, at least since the early 90s. They are direct descendants of the gangster disciples out of Chicago. Their leader was taken down in 2012 and sentenced to 20 years for racketeering, attempt murders, and gun raps. His crew was notorious for armed robberies. They did setups through Craigslist and, of course, shooting at rivals, one of their biggest being GS9.
Okay. Wu-Tang, funk shit, nigga. Remember what Bobby down the one way? Niggas remember what Bobby Shmurda did. He drove down the one way. Free the real looks, free GS9, bitch.
Those are the Ebbsfield apartments, and some of the younger GDs jokingly saying free GS9, who they were in a big war with since 2009. Around 2014, GS9 and Bobby Shmurda was the single biggest act in the country. He was the hottest artist in the city, taking over the airwaves. But with all that popularity, it's impossible not to draw attention to the shit that your crew is doing. And fans were oblivious. They had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. The New York police created a rap task force called the Enterprise Operations. The same.
Yeah, that was crazy. How long was Bobby Shmurda even free? He dropped that song Hot N-Word. What was it? Hot. And then I remember it came out during the summer, and then I think he went to jail like a month after that song came out. And then he didn't come home till like last year, 2 years ago.
One that took down 6ix9ine, Shotty, and Treyway, who, with the 9 Trey Bloods, were affiliated with Wu. 6ix9ine, of course, was the pivotal witness who turned state in that case, brought down everybody. They also had wiretaps and informants in place for years, gathering intel. The rap task force also...
Yo, they said they had informants since 2013. That's wild.
So took down GS9 and Bobby Shmurda several years back in a very public case with like a 63-page indictment. There were phone taps, informants, guns, and drug.
Akil Pollard, a.k.a. Chewy, a.k.a. Bobby Shmurda. That's crazy. Yeah, that's real, yeah. Damn. Some of his nicknames are kind of funny. Javez Pollard, a.k.a. Fame. Nicholas McCoy, a.k.a. Montana. I don't even want to read that. It feels like snitching just right now, even though they already went to jail for this.
Possession. Guns jamming while shooting at ops on the block. Bobby shooting into a crowd. Bobby shooting at his own homies who owed him $300. Shooting at rival gangs.
Damn, Bobby tripping.
Guns jamming while shooting at ops. Phone taps. Informants. Guns and drug possession. Guns jamming while shooting at ops on the block. Bobby shooting into a crowd. Bobby shooting at his own homies who owed him $300. Shooting at rival gangs. It was reckless. Bobby's own lyrics directly implicated several GS9 members in crimes they would get convicted for, but the lyrics themselves could not be used in court and was ultimately shut down by the Supreme Court. Nevertheless, the hottest movement out of New York taken down. And while Bobby was standing trial, a high-ranking GS9 member's body was found on the Brooklyn beach, wrapped in plastic bags, with duct tape on his face, and over 100 pounds of cement covering his feet. Straight Italian mafia shit. This kid's name was Peter Martinez. Allegedly, he owed a lot of people money. He went missing for 3 weeks, and investigators say that the perps basically put his feet into buckets and poured cement in, trying to sink his body. But the job was not done correctly, and they let air in, and his body floated to the surface. When Rowdy and Bobby got locked up, the GDs in Ebbsfield took advantage and started dominating the music shit with this rap clique called the Blickies. They X out the C in the name.
I've never heard of the Blickies. Let me know if you guys have. This is all new information to me. Yeah, I think I kind of just stopped. I wasn't really listening to a lot of New York music. I thought kind of Atlanta took over the music after Pop Smoke and also after Bobby Shmurda went to jail. But let me know.
Blickies because they beef with GS9 and the G-Stone Crips. And at that time, the Chicago drill wave had just ended. So New York took that energy, imported those drill beats from the UK, and made Brooklyn drill. And before anyone outside of New York knew who Pop Smoke or the rest of the Wu rappers were, it was the Chos who had the strong movement with the Blickies. Kodak Black was out there in Brooklyn often with the Blickies, showing them love early on.
Sniper Blicky, man. Blicky snipers.
Okay, I didn't even know that. Learning more stuff. Okay, cause we mess with Yak over here too. Protect Yak. He too funny.
Gang, gang. Now Kodak even signed 22G's, the General Blicky, to a label deal, basically solidifying the Chos in the music industry. 22G's came out with the song Suburban.
I didn't even know he signed 22G's. I didn't know. I don't really know any artist that signed up to Kodak. I know he signed his other boy, but then he fell out and he started doing his own thing. But does Kodak have anybody else that he's working with besides 22G's?
Which did really well, but it led to a bunch of diss track responses, notably the direct diss track response from Chef G called No Suburban, which overtook the original in popularity. Of course, Chef G is a Crip from Flatbush. His crew has been warring with GDs for quite some time, as is the trend in New York right now, and Chef G himself got into fights with his ops at the courthouse.
As y'all can see in the video, your boy ran up and got punched up. It was two of them, both of them. Punch both of them. Your boy ran up and got done up in court. How you gonna run up and get done up on your own live?
And he got into a big brawl with one of the most popular members of the...
So these guys, the beef is so real that these guys are fighting each other in court, right? Like in front of the police and the judges when you're fighting other cases. Like you're fighting each other. Like that's crazy. Like,
Blickies named Nick Blicky, who actually stabbed Chef G in the head.
Hey, yo, tune in. Everybody tune in.
This dude got stabbed in the head and he went online and said, yo, tune in. What is going on with people? That's wild.
The head.
Hey, yo, tune in. Everybody tune in. This.
And what's he wearing too? That's some weird looking suspenders.
This is.
Is that the straps from the hospital or the ambulance?
This is too much now.
Now, Nick Blicky himself had a lot of songs bubbling in the underground with 4 million views, 2 million views.
Okay.
His career was getting hot, but he was also getting into shootouts with Woos in Brooklyn. For whatever reason, couldn't just focus on his career. And just 4 months ago, unfortunately, Nick Blicky was killed.
443 breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a popular
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even... Oh, that's wild.
A rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blicky was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street. Tributes poured in from the hip-hop world on social media for the Jamaican-American artist.
Just hours after he posted to IG that he was dropping his first official tape in June.
Wow, he died, man. See, these rappers be passing before they even drop an album. Like, you hear a single, and then... Sorry, you'll hear like just one single, maybe 2 singles. Maybe 1 mixtape, and then you'll be like, I like the artist, and then he'll be passed, or he'll be in jail, or it's just crazy.
Got shot in the upper body and in the ass with a shotgun 7 times. And the video of his body just laying in the streets of Brooklyn, surrounded by police, is tragic. It all happened 4 blocks away from where he lived in Flatbush. Immediately, the Woos took to social media to clown his death.
Rest in peace, Nick Blicky, who just got killed.
Yeah, man. Shit is crazy. And then now guys is online laughing at each other's death. Like, this shit is not cool, man. Like we shouldn't be laughing and talking about dancing on each other's graves. These are rappers that are from the same borough, too. Like this shit is ridiculous, man.
Of course, the NYPD...
That is crazy, though. How are you going to sit there and be from the same neighborhood or be relatives, like, and then... just beefing like this? I think this kind of beef energy is demonic. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments.
Monitored everything people were saying on socials. Quote, without question, these are people of interest to us, right? That's directly from the NYPD because they watch everything. And the very next day, Wu neighborhoods like in Brownsville, Canarsie, and Flatbush were targeted for retaliation by the GDs. It was 3 days in a row of violence. 3 Wu members were killed in that week alone. See, Nick Blicky was beloved, right? He had a pretty big following, Even the
okay.
gangster disciples in Chicago were paying respects to him. People like FBG Duck, rest in peace, and other FBG folks were listening to his music on IG Live. He's even got a song with Duck. So the gangster disciple tie is strong from New York to Chicago. And now the Woo rappers are matching that energy with Fivio Foreign going to Chicago, 264th and King Drive, the mecca of the gangster disciple war, and basically making a music video with King Von, who he's got beef with all the GDs in Chicago, extremely GDK. Love it.
Oh, I actually never heard the this song. So, and I'm a King Von fan too. That's crazy. I never heard it. Let me know in the comments if you guys heard it.
Oh shit, GK.
Damn, he had a video too.
Like GK.
Now, as for the future of Brooklyn drill, Pop Smoke is still one of the highest selling artists in America. He's the face of the drill movement even after his passing. Fivio is next in line, but he's got big boots to fill with Pop Smoke's legacy. The fact that his car got shot up a couple months ago in Atlanta is not good news. This year, Bobby Shmurda was supposed to touch ground in December after 6 years being behind Buck.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out. All right, man. That was pretty dope. I actually had no idea who was in the Woos, the Choos, the Chos, whatever you call it. Let me know in the comments actually how you pronounce it correctly, because they just toggled back and forth during the whole video on how to pronounce it. I'm actually digging these trap beat videos, and let me know in the comments if I should actually be doing any more reactions to these, because these are actually pretty dope, and I'm getting my education on when it comes to these new crews and games. But if you made it this far, that means you put some paint where it ain't. And for that, you need to be thanked. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share to be aware, put me in that algorithm because I need to be there. Because I know there's 10 other streamers out there doing it like me, but...
Fuck that little 10. I'm maxed out.